My name's Dan Crosby. I am the CEO of BioSteel, Canadian Protein. I own a $100 million real estate portfolio. I own a golf course. And in today's videos, we're not going to be talking about what we're doing in today's videos because
you don't know what we're going to be talking about.
Because we don't know what we're going to be talking about.
Okay. You should always shout out the school and the app too.
Oh, that's right. We also have BioSteel Teams app, which is a sports management and specifically teams management, especially youth teams management software app. BioSteel Teams, you can find it on all app stores. And BioSteel Sports Academy, which is a grades 6 to 12 sports academy, predominantly grades 9 to 12, because we're going to be focusing on high school. And it's actually pretty awesome, to be quite honest.
Hockey up until now, but new sports starting soon.
Yeah, we're doing baseball and soccer coming up in the 2026 school year, starting with development, and then hopefully we get enough kids eventually, and we're going to get a soccer team going and a baseball team going.
Let's check this sound.
Hello. Yeah, you're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, what's going on?
Good intro.
I've been fucking MIA hard this last little bit, out of town.
Yeah, so
the last couple of days I've been fucking dealing with some personal shit.
Busy week. We had Prime Week this week, which launched on Tuesday. So we can talk about that. Is it
called Prime Week or Prime Day?
They call it Prime Day, but it's
actually
technically
Prime Day?
4 days, because I think it's Tuesday through Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday through Friday. So 4 days. So we can talk about that. We have our Canada Day sales, the early access launching today, right on schedule, which is perfect. We got the full sale coming soon, next couple of days. Canada
Day?
It's launching on Monday, so for whoever listens to this, that's when the full sale's going.
Okay. This will not be out by then, but
okay, there you go. Yeah, so it's launching on Monday. So the team did a great job on that, so we can talk about that. We have all of our stuff for PAT and RBC submitted, so that I literally just finished that up right now, so that's good to go. Yeah, I know. And so we can talk about that. What else?
Are we going to be fine on that? We're good?
Yeah, so we can talk about that first. So basically, there was a couple of kind of high-level issues. So I was talking to you about it before, that because we're being reviewed by multiple different departments, they all have their own requests, which makes you feel then that sometimes you're doing duplicate work. And each time that you do any of these things, it's kind of time consuming to put it together. And so I was trying to figure out a way to kind of kill 3 birds with 1 stone. So we were able to figure out like how to do that. Basically, all we needed to submit was a narrative of kind of like what has been happening, and we don't need to submit like the one request was for May 31st financials. We don't have to submit those. The next request would be
May 31st financial, ending 31st.
Yeah, so it'd be like mid period. But we always do so many like quarter end adjustments. And that we don't do mid-quarter because they're time-consuming. Yeah. So it's just very awkward to try to get that done. Okay. So we were able to. They just wanted kind of like an explanation of why we weren't like exactly on the original forecast. So I've been keeping a good kind of log of all the stuff that has been happening. So I was able to put that together into a narrative and just review that with Jag and Rob. Sent that off. So we have that. Then they also were requesting like this quarter end, the quarter that's ending in like 5 days from now, financials, which we usually then just do a year-end financials that's submitted in October, right? So we also like are able to not submit those and just submit the year-end financials that are in October, and we should be fine. And they were just looking for also like an updated forecast. I just went super conservative on it, like the most conservative imaginable, because one of the bigger issues is the last one was still a little bit more, I don't want to say aggressive, but with a lot of things going right, and we know that like, okay, we'll set 10 major goals and maybe 5 will go through, maybe 5 don't, or whatever, right? So I was like, you know what, the next forecast I'll just do is super conservative. So just sent that off.
Nice.
So we should be good to go for the next little bit.
Almost based on what we did this past fiscal year, right?
Yeah. So I
Like don't even like.
I said no growth rate.
Yeah, like, for real.
Yeah,
like it ain't worth. It ain't. It's in hindsight, like, you know, I would now, you know, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not super you know, on the day to day on this one, but it almost seems at this point, if you send an aggressive forecast to the bank, and even if you're doing better than the previous year, but you submit an aggressive growth rate and you don't hit it, there's more questions why you didn't hit that projection, rather than just saying all we can expect is to do as good as last year.
Yeah.
Like, and if you know, we don't necessarily need more money, so submitting some, you know, pie in the sky growth rate is kind of, doesn't really do us any good, because the business is big enough for whatever we need as is.
Yep.
So what's the point?
Yeah, I reviewed all of our entire.
If anything, it fucking takes you out of the day to day from just doing all this work.
Most of
and
the
Jag
issues
and all this other stuff. Yeah, right.
Most of the issues came from like the scrutiny of why where we landed was not exactly where our optimistic
Oh, for sure.
forecast
Like
landed.
it was, and like, you know, in hindsight, you could not have predicted the things that happen.
Yeah.
You just couldn't, right? Like the lawsuit, the lawsuit that we're going through with respect to, you know, Hemble and
the big ones for this past
and
quarter was the more of our products in Costco selling on discount than what we forecasted.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
Because when we originally went into it, we're like, hey, we think this percentage will sell on discount.
Like 40%.
No, we went when we first sent this in, I think we were at like 25% of the products selling at discount. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
instead we were at
compared
70 or 65.
60% or so.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you have that much larger of amount in discount. So now moving forward, we're like, hey, like 70% of all products when we sold at discount, how do we still make it work?
Yeah.
Just as an example model. The next big thing was the Amazon underselling forecast that primarily came from like the stick packs underselling. So I have like a whole it's that changes only 10% of the discount from Costco is the biggest chunk of it.
Is that right?
Of the variance, yeah.
Interesting.
Amazon underselling forecast was only 1/10 of the size of that impact.
Interesting.
This quarter.
And that was and you said because of the stick packs, and that was because
there's other products, but it's of the variance.
That's a big chunk.
Yeah.
And that's because when we have a rotation for our stick packs in Costco, they need member value, so we got to bump the price.
And because that product was like typically sold on Vendor Central, we couldn't control the retail price, and so Amazon just kind of set it to whatever. It was set to almost $40, and it's just too expensive. Yeah. So then we were able to get it. So the sales are picking up on the product last like couple of weeks because we were able to fix it at $30, which is what it should be.
Yeah.
So that's another variance. And then the other big variance for the quarter was when we originally submitted it, our hydration mix and flavored creatine rotations, we were projecting that those expenses would be paid for next quarter, because you have to think like this product is going in like September, October, so it's reasonable to think that we're going to be paying for it in
like this upcoming retail. God.
Yeah. So another huge portion was us having like we've already paid for the majority of that product as of today. That's going in September. Yeah. Right. So your hair is throwing me off.
I know, dude. Yeah. Trust me, when I did that, I was like, oh man, I should not have done that. I should not have done that.
Yeah.
But it was pissing me off.
Yeah.
When I was in Miami, I was sweating so much, and then like, you know, the gel and, you know, hairspray or whatever I use in the clay or whatever, it's all getting in my eyes running, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. And I just shaved
with your beard trimmer?
Yeah. Like I had an attachment. I happened to have a random attachment in like my carry case or whatever that I don't even know why it would have been in there, to be honest, because it was like it's not buzzed. You know what I mean? It's not like buzzed.
Yeah.
But it was like randomly in there. So I'm gonna walk into the barber and he's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, seriously, because he's always like, you have good hair. And like the last time I did this, remember I cut my hair into like a mohawk because I'm like, this is getting tough during COVID and we're going to war.
Yeah.
So
so then for Amazon Prime Day / week, we're significantly overselling forecast, which is fantastic. We ended up doing the team did a fantastic job on putting together some Amazon promotions, and as of yesterday end of day, we were at 240% of the forecast. As of today, I think we're just shy of 300%. Last that I checked.
Crazy actually.
Wild, absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's really weird why that is. I'm not really sure because we're not actually we're overselling what we did last year for sure. But correct me if I'm wrong. I think we pumped a lot of money. Like I think we had like $250,000 in ad spend last year. That was credited to us.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
And we're over. And I think because we didn't do that this year, they did not forecast us to do all that many sales.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? That's accurate.
I think
right?
that's accurate. Yeah. Because our ad spend is not that high to the point where I was looking at our ad spend. I'm like, we could go way more than this.
Yeah.
Now I kind of still held off because I'm thinking, okay, if we already sold 300% forecast, like if we then go to 400% of forecast, we're now just completely draining inventory for the next couple of months. So I'm like, you know what? We've already kind of squeezed the juice out of the whatever fruit. I'm happy with this. So I didn't end up telling them to pump it more, but it was a super efficient use of the advertising funds. Like our ACOS, the average cost of sale, and the ROAS in Amazon was fantastic for this Prime Day. Fantastic. Really? Yeah, so really good. So really happy about that. And Shopify came together really nicely. It was the first time that we're launching a really big sale together with our new theme pages, right? We have an all new website, all new theme page. We so like Leslie and Dave and kind of everyone, they edited the home page, the collection pages, the product pages, and so it looks really good. Conversion rate already today is
like sale live.
The pre-sale is live. Yeah.
Okay.
So what we do is so there's two things. One, we wanted to like let Amazon Prime Day kind of do its thing.
Yeah.
And two, we wanted to do as much of an email capture as possible.
Okay.
So that's the reason why they're running the pre-sale for 3 days, and then the full sale just like opens up on Monday.
So what constitutes a pre-sale? How are we doing the pre-sale?
It's the same sale, but basically it's a lot of our biggest
invite only kind of thing.
Yeah, so you can just go to the website and put your email and you'll get it right away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, but the main thing is that we wanted to capture that email.
Yeah,
that was the number one thing and the logic behind it.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
And the reason why it's worth it to the customer to put in their email to get the biggest discount is because of the items that are like,
and they're getting an individual code.
No, it's automatic. It's simpler.
So it's automatic, but you have to put in your email in order to get the discount.
Correct.
And how does that work?
Dave figured it out.
I'm assuming it's what with Klaviyo.
Probably. It's a very I tested it myself on both websites. You literally just enter your email. You get emailed the invitation.
Okay.
Click on it, and then the sale populates.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
It's very intuitive. Okay. My one concern was that you having to enter your email in would drive conversion way down because just one extra barrier. But the items that we have literally 50 to 70% off, we only have a small amount of that inventory. So if it's hey, if you want to get the best deals on these products, you have to sign up, you have to get in there early, because once Monday comes around, there might not be as much left. So there's that kind of sense of urgency.
Are they moving?
And we're flying today.
Really?
Flying. As of the last time that I checked, I think we were already at 100K.
Really?
Yeah. So yesterday's conversion rate on Canadian Protein, for example, was 1.24%, whereas
so low.
Whereas today is 5.5. So even with that pop-up entering the email, conversion rate is very high because we have a very good offer, right? So
our conversion rate is dropping significantly, right? Why?
The main reason for the conversion...
There's a reason. Why is that? Is it because the subscriptions are skyrocketing?
Yes.
That's why, right?
Yeah. Okay. So if you think about it, historically, going back, let's say 3 years ago, we only had 8% of our orders on subscriptions. So that means that 92% of our orders someone's coming to the website to buy it.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays we have 42%, 44% of our orders
Yeah.
coming through subscriptions.
Yeah.
So the remaining orders, you're having less percentage
Yeah.
of orders that are coming from still a higher traffic of people coming to the
Yeah.
site. So
What would you rather have, subscriptions? I mean, for sure.
Yeah. There's very...
And that there's an argument for why our basket's dropping as well, right? Because they're not having to come to the site and they might add stuff. We need to figure out what we need to
Our
do.
basket's not dropping. So like 152, 154.
No, sorry, our overall revenue.
Yeah. So
And that's Leslie's contributing that to the subscription model, that because it's pumping so high.
mm-hmm.
Because I think what we need to do is, even though obviously our pricing increases have clipped us a bit too, right? I mean, that is what it is. But I think what we need to do is we need to get people, even though they're in subscription, we need to get them to add products to our website.
Yes.
One of the things that
So the way that we do that successfully is, because I have a bunch of ideas, is we have to have like small add-ons,
mm-hmm,
just things that are a couple bucks,
Mhm.
right? Like things that are $5, $10,
Mhm.
like, and complementary products. Like, let's say, because right now the product that's being offered through the upsell, because we have that system already on the
Mhm.
upsell for subscriptions, but the system selects just a random product. The problem with that is if you have whey protein concentrate in your recommended grass-fed,
is it random?
I think so.
I think it's based off of what other people are adding to cart, based on the product that's in their cart. I'm almost positive.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's better. But I was even thinking like there might be some things that a lot of people aren't adding to the cart, but you and I know as
Yeah.
consumers of these products for 20 years
Yeah.
or whatever, that it's often that you're buying this thing with it.
Yeah.
Something like a scoop or a shaker cup
Yeah.
or the electric mixer or
Yeah.
whatever. These are things that could be, you have it as a upsell offer
Yeah.
for $10.
And we do have that live where you're shopping by goal and all that kind of stuff, like weight loss, stuff like that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's huge. I was doing tons of research, man, and like the way shoppers are moving is that they're actually moving away from like, hey, I'm looking for protein.
Mhm.
Instead, they're like, okay, I need to recover better.
Yeah.
I need to lose weight.
Yeah.
I need to improve my gut health. I need to do this. I need to do this. Rather than like they're not looking to be educated anymore. They need to buy something quick.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, I'd argue Amazon's kind of conditioned people to do that. And then
Mhm.
obviously social media and the way that people scroll and everything, like it's such like they need that dopamine hit. But the shopping, I feel, experience is changing significantly, where
Mhm.
before people knew exactly, like a decade ago, it's like, okay, I want protein. And they knew in the back of their mind why they wanted protein. But now it's like, okay, I need to recover better, right? Or I'm on Ozempic and I need to increase my protein intake. But it's not, I need protein because I'm on Ozempic. It's, I'm on Ozempic, so I need protein.
Correct.
Or I need to lose weight, so I need protein. It's not the other way around, where it's before it was, now it's flipped.
Mhm.
So I think we need to really lean into the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Like heavily.
Yeah.
Right? And like really start even, for example, this, like, so take Hydration Max as an example. High dose electrolytes. I think what we should really start leaning into is, instead of, because I've seen a lot of our marketing, and a lot of our marketing is, almost you need this product because you're sweating a lot. Instead, it's like we should be selling this as the outcome that this would produce, which is essentially
Rapid rehydration. No, you could take even one step further.
Yeah, not necessarily rapid rehydration. More so, this might be a tough one, but like improved performance long term.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, take our BioSteel recovery protein.
Mhm.
Like recover faster.
Yeah.
Like it not hey, like this is a superior product or premium product with this, and this. People, I would argue the majority of people buying that product, even though it's one of our best selling products, they're probably not really looking at a whole lot of that label.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's called recovery protein and they trust the brand, I
Yeah.
think is really a big reason why they're buying it. But I think that I think that we need to do a better job of advertising a product like this, where even the drinks, right? Like the drink should be telling people that if you consume this product, it's going to improve your endurance, right?
Yeah.
Whereas it's not going to improve your hydration.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we need the outcome of this, like the reality of this is if we're selling to athletes, we need to sell the outcome, not the characteristics of what this what this is. Not does, what this is. The characteristics of what this does is it will improve your endurance and your endurance and performance during sports and stuff like that. It will rehydrate you.
Reduce cramping.
It will rehydrate you, but the reason why you need to be rehydrated is in order to improve your performance. So we have to sell performance better.
Yeah.
We have, like, every single product that we have. So even like our greens product, let's just keep on going, right? Our greens product, that will improve your general health, which then if you're generally healthier, it will improve your performance. So we have to do a better job of selling the outcome of our products.
How do you think, what do you think is the best way to communicate that?
I think it's like, I did a little bit of research on this. I'll give you a couple of examples. Give me a minute.
My first instinct is this is where more like your video content,
I agree.
your influencers, your UGC, like people talk about it. Like an actual real life use case from my perspective. And once again, I'm not a social media person, but if I were to explain my use case of this product, is I've been going like crazy on Stairmaster lately. Yeah. And the last couple of times that I did it, I was drinking Hydration Max like every single time. And I was like, no like leg cramping, nothing going on.
Leg cramps? Do you?
Yeah. And so today when I did it, I forgot to bring it with me, and by like the 15-minute mark on the Stairmaster, I was like, holy fuck, my thighs are just like same call it routine that I was doing like the last couple of times.
Kind of weird, actually.
But then, no Hydration Max and
interesting.
Yeah, and I could tell the difference.
So as an example, I couldn't really, come up with like really good ideas there. But like, okay, let's use a blanket one for creatine. Like, so creatine monohydrate. I don't want to market like creatine monohydrate. What I want to market is like increase your strength and power, for example, right? That's an outcome, right? Weigh isolate, build muscle without unnecessary calories, stuff like that, right? Like, I want to really start fish oil, support your health and your heart and brain every day. Just simple stuff like these are. You see the difference though?
Yeah.
It's not just like, hey, buy my protein. It's buy better recovery. And then you that's your first thing. You're layering in the result that the person wants, and then it's the result that they're buying, which is better recovery. Then it's like, okay, well, this product is NSF certified, so it's trusted, right? But the core, and then it's like, okay, it tastes really good, right? And it's BioSteel. I align with that brand. Like, I consider myself an athlete. The brand is for athletes. I buy in. But at the core, we have to go after what that person wants out of that product. Like, the outcome of why they're buying that product. I don't think we do a good enough job of that. I know we don't do a good enough job of that with Canadian Protein. So I made a couple notes here. What we really need to do, so BioSteel, it needs to be the brand that helps athletes maximize performance, period. So no matter what we do, whether it's, competing, training, anything, it's surrounded by and I think, we've talked about this. Anything that we do under that BioSteel brand has to be improving performance for athletes.
Yeah.
Period. And then for CP, we have to help people become healthier and stronger. Period. Like, every product that we produce under CP needs to be under that message. And I don't think we do that good enough. I think, and I think that that's the perfect demographic for the brand Canadian Protein. Is anything that we do and any product that we produce, we're helping you become healthier and stronger, like a better version of yourself. And CP needs to be the transformative brand, right? And then BioSteel needs to be the performance brand. And there's no overlap really.
Yeah.
It's very like, again, you know, like we're not going to have a carb product that is specifically designed for consuming 2 hours before your game. That's not going to be a Canadian Protein thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Maybe it will. What I do love about both brands is we could probably put it out on CP, and maybe it sells, maybe it doesn't, but we can cut it fairly easily.
Yeah.
But I bet you a product like that does sell on BioSteel. And how do I know it's going to sell on BioSteel? Because I just came from an NHL show. I can't tell you how many brands talked about us producing a carb product for them. I can't tell you. And every single carb product, when I ask them, like, what do you use? It's literally the wrong formula for every single product that they told me. There's only a few out there, but they're so shit. They are not the right formula. So I think if we really start doing a better job of producing the right products under the right formulas to enhance performance, like we are the performance brand, and Canadian Protein is the transformation brand. Same thing that I wanted to produce for when we were going after Iovate and Hydroxycut. Hydroxycut's the transformation brand, but I think that we lean into that for CP.
I like that.
Like CP needs an identity. We've always struggled with like who's buying the product. At the end of the day, the people that are buying Canadian Protein product are people that want to transform their lifestyles, transform their bodies, transform themselves. That's who we need to be for that brand.
Yeah.
And BioSteel is the athlete's brand, which is like its sole goal is to enhance athletic performance. Period. So I think moving forward, I think we need to do a better job in our messaging. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this: your mom is a very loyal Canadian Protein consumer.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think that it's not just because it's her son's brand. Like like the way that she talks about the products.
Have you ever talked to her?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Multiple times. Like her.
I mean, she gets a discount.
That's true.
So maybe maybe that's why she's loyal.
But it's not just like, oh, I'm buying this just because he's my son. It's like I can tell she genuinely believes in the ingredients and the products and the quality and the importance of like how they'll play a role in the outcome in her life.
For sure. Okay, where are you going with this before I interrupt?
So why do you think she buys it?
Okay, so there's two reasons. Number one, because she wants to be healthier and look better. Period. That's number one. Number two, because she does believe it's good quality product. She knows that I won't put out shit product. She knows that. Number three, she likes the taste. So that's my point, though, right? So three circles. You've got the inner circle. The inner circle is. I'm trying to think of like that golden circle rule from Simon Sinek. I can't remember exactly what it is, but like he uses the apple as an example. Like for us, for CP, we produce products that, you know, I guess help you become a healthier and stronger version of yourself. Okay, so that's number one. But that could be anything. You don't even know. We produce, and then the outer circle is we produce products that are, you know, NSF certified. You know,
high quality, third party tested.
Yeah, or third party or tested for quality or whatever. And then the outside circle is we make nutrition. We just happen to make great nutrition products, right?
That also tastes great.
That also tastes great. Or whatever. Like that could be the second circle. It's like that, you know, high quality tested products that taste great. We just happen to make, for example, not computers, we happen to make good nutritional products, right? So and for BioSteel, it's the same thing. Like we make products to enhance athletic performance. That could be a whole gamut of things. The outside thing is NSF certification. Our products aren't NSF certified with Canadian Protein, but they're made in a certified facility or NSF certified facility. So with BioSteel, we make products that are NSF certified. They taste great. They're third party tested, and we just happen to make nutritional supplements for athletes.
Yeah.
So I think we need to do a better job of that, right? Where, if you see this bottle, you're not thinking hydration. You're thinking, I need this to perform better. Not, I need this because I'm thirsty.
So I think
Do you get what I mean?
I do. I think Apple is the best example
100%.
in history that has done this.
I can't get away from their fucking phone. And you know why I can't get away from it? Remember how I always flip-flop between Android and Apple? And I'd argue Android's a better phone. It can do more shit. It fits my lifestyle better. It's fucking inspiring, that phone. The way that it's simplistic. I almost keep Apple in my life because of how inspiring the actual brand is. So that when I use this, it inspires subconsciously to, okay, this product needs to look better. What would Apple do if they were building a youth team sport app like BioSteel Teams? What would they do? And honestly, I told Tommy, our designer there, that's his inspiration. Imagine if Steve Jobs was still alive and he was telling you to make a sports management app. How would you design that? I'm not joking. Like, that is literally what I've told him.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody's like, wow, it's a really nicely designed app. It's not because because it's a mistake.
Yeah.
That's a conscious effort for us to, when you're downloading our Apple version of our app, it makes it like the feeling should be that it fits within the Apple ecosystem. It's an Apple app. It feels like it belongs on an iPhone, right? And then, even on our Android, it's the same app on Android, obviously, but it's still, I almost feel like it's ahead of the curve on Android in terms of aesthetics. So, because, you're not going to argue that Apple's not ahead of Android in terms of aesthetics. You're not going to argue that. So, I'm sure maybe some.
The one thing that I'm hung up on though is everything you're mentioning about Apple is on that inner circle, is with you already interacting with products. You already own it and use it and interact with it. So
what do you mean though?
You're already bought in. So my question is, how do you get somebody that maybe has never tried an Apple product? How do you get them to have that buy-in on this inspiration
in terms of an ad, for example?
Yeah, like how is it communicated to someone that's never tried an Apple product to cross that bridge and have them buy it for the first time to then get them hooked on it?
Well, okay, so let's use I actually don't know the messaging in terms of the Apple. Everybody knows Apple, but if I didn't know Apple, I don't know the messaging on their ads that I would use in order to attract somebody to buy an iPhone.
Do you remember when you bought your first Apple product?
No, I don't. But let's take this for an example. Would somebody be more inclined to buy this product if they knew they were looking for electrolytes, or if they saw an ad that said, for example, electrolytes, this is a really bad example, but electrolytes, like you need these to perform better. Just hypothetically speaking, the majority of people that are buying electrolytes are buying it because of an outcome that they're looking for. So I think what we need to do is we need to sell the outcome, not what the product actually is. The majority of people already know what they need or what they want, and if they don't know, I think what we need to do is, I think, put it this way. This is a better analogy. How many more people do you think would understand this messaging? I need to perform better. So if they're not an athlete, even if they're not an athlete, or maybe they say they are an athlete, but they have no idea about nutrition. Their nutrition education is baseline 0. Okay. What would be the chances of them understanding? What would be the chances or on a percentage scale of them understanding one of these two things? I need to perform better at whatever it is I'm doing, or I need electrolytes.
Right.
What is it?
The first.
I need to perform better, right? Everybody's going to understand that, right? Yeah. So it's, I need to perform better. Here's why you need electrolytes. and I also want to enjoy the product.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then this is for you.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like this tastes great, has electrolytes, and then it'll help you perform better.
Mm-hmm.
We need to refocus. It's that golden circle thing. It literally is exactly what that Simon Sinek guy has been mentioning. Like it's exactly like people don't buy.
Which, by the way, was a video that made him blow up in the first place.
For sure, that golden circle thing.
Yeah, that was his first kind of like claim to fame.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't agree with everything he says. However, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's human nature.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we want to buy the outcome of the product. We don't really care about the product itself. And he doesn't go on and say in those videos, at least that I've seen, this is why people don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you got to think about like our psychology, right? We don't really care that much, right? We only really care about the outcome. Look at this Ozempic craze right now going on. People don't care. Like, I took a lot of shit back in the day as well because I wanted to get big, period. And yes, I understood the risks, some extent, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
I
but the outcome was
I just cared about the outcome.
Yeah, it was nearly guaranteed.
Exactly.
Ozempic, for example.
Exactly, yeah. And like, is the outcome guaranteed in this? No, but will it give you an athletic edge and a performance edge? Yes, it will, for sure. But at the end of the day, we need to we need to do a better job at selling the outcome of our products. I think,
and
that's what sells.
Yes, I'm huge on trying to take like concepts and theories and translating it into how does the employees, for example, how do they actually do tasks and projects to execute this concept? Because I fully agree with everything you're saying. And so I think this is where like the realm of my questioning is all about like, hey, what are some examples if you were to go to a graphics artist or an email marketer or like any of our different marketing staff members and say, hey, this is how we can start communicating those things. I think Apple's easy, but is there?
I don't think it's easy.
Sorry, not easy. Apple is a like brand that's so intertwined with the fabric of our society that you almost take it for granted.
I actually think our products are easier to accomplish that concept with, because it's very easy to take. It's very easy. Okay, let's use our academy. Okay, it's very easy to take this product, show people using it. Like, here's the thing. Like, it's very subconscious, right? We show people consuming this product, the water bottles, like whatever, and then we show it's like a little miniature 1 minute storyline or 30-second storyline or whatever the case is, right? Say again, we show people consuming the product, we show the struggle, then we show them overcoming the struggle, and then we show them accomplishing a goal. With the goal being directly tied to performance, right? Where subconsciously the messaging is, if they did not consume this product, they may not have accomplished that goal, which is reliant on performance, a championship, a winning a game, scoring a goal, whatever, right? Canadian Protein, show someone, Courtney, consuming the protein product, winning her class in fitness or bikini or whatever it is, or some guy in the gym, consuming the product. What I don't, and I could say accomplishing like a PR for bench or whatever, right? What I don't love is like, the product strategically placed right here, and then, all of a sudden like the person's like, and it's like a tub of protein or like a pre-workout tub, and then like all of a sudden they're like tying their shoes, and then they're like running around the track. Like, nobody brings their shit like that to the track or to like whatever, right? But it still accomplishes the same messaging. I mean, I guess where I'm going is how would you consume these products, every day in your actual life? Like, do you bring the tub of pre-workout into the gym?
No, never.
Exactly. No one does. And I think that, and I think the problem with when I see a lot of that is everyone knows you don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And in your target audience, this is a hyper example, but your target audience that consumes pre-workouts knows you're not probably bringing a tub of protein. maybe you bring it into the gym and you take it in the locker room before you head out for a lift or whatever. But everyone knows that you're not loading up your shaker like on the gym floor. Like no one's doing that. I've worked in gyms for 5 years. I was in a gym. I've been working out for 20. I've never seen that. Like rarely do I see. I've seen it maybe a few times, maybe with like the gym bro duffel bag guys, right? Like they'll have all the shit. Maybe they forgot it. Who knows, right? But even me, when I take stick packs, it's always in the locker room. My point is like I think we have to do a better job of like the organic consumption of the product,
yes.
right? The organic consumption of the product, and then how do we document that rise of accomplishing the goal and outcome that the product will deliver. We have to do a better job of that. BioSteel is probably the easiest. We have the academy. We should start really focusing on that type of stuff where like it's very simple, right? The kids are squirting the water bottles, even though even though you might not think there's only water in there, it's not. A lot of people do use the hydration mix, even in pro sports. Like it's helping accomplish that goal, and subconsciously we need to sell that message better, right? With our marketing, and like I did do a little bit of research as well, not a little, a lot, and I did a lot of reading on. How I'm always kind of pushing the attention thing. The problem with attention is how do I explain this? I think we're still good. So say for example, you get trying to come up with some kind of crazy analogy here in terms of like attention. Say there's like a train wreck, hypothetically speaking, right? And it's got like a ton of attention. Like, what do we do with the attention, right? Like, what are we doing with that attention? And what message are we sending with that attention, That's why I love... I'm trying to think of something that we've done that got a lot of attention, but I would argue that it wasn't necessarily on brand. Maybe like even when we tease out like the political stuff, like where it gets attention, but once you have someone's attention, like how are you relating that in order to improve athletic performance? Like what are you actually doing in order for you to sell the outcome of that product, right? And I'd argue we're not doing a lot of that, right? We're not doing enough of that. Canadian Protein, in my opinion, is a little bit harder because we don't have like a mechanism of actually showcasing what that performance can do. I think it's a little bit harder, but it doesn't have to be. I think what we need to do is we need to get the right influencers in place.
We need more of a community.
We need more of a community in order for them to accomplish, like, just creating the content that we can even repurpose and edit.
Like we have hundreds of thousands of consumers, and there's multiple people that I even know in my personal life that have consumed Canadian protein products and have gone through a physical transformation. Like, and that's just in my own personal circle. So if I think of being able to communicate these storylines, and like one brand that I feel like in our space that does it well is the Bum brand from Chris Bumstead, because it's one of the top. It's one of the brands that's going through the highest growth rate year over year, and I've never seen a Facebook ad, like nothing. I go to their website, I never get retargeted. And most of the exposure for that brand is people watching Chris Bumstead on Instagram or YouTube. He has a 20-minute long video, and for 15 seconds, he's showing what his current supplement stock is from the Bum brand. He's not like, hey, this is what you should take. Hey, this is the price of the product. Hey, it's on sale. It's like, hey, I'm fucking 6-time Mr. Olympia, or however many times it is. And these are the products that I take. Continue on with the video. So he has the attention from just his brand and from his accomplishments, and he just squeezes that in there. you could take that for Canadian Protein on like a comparable things that we don't have Chris Bumstead, right? But there's lots of community members that have their own stories and that they have their own transformations that would make interesting content that maybe one story in and of itself is not going to get, but if you amalgamate it together and combine it, then all of a sudden you're getting a lot more attention, right? And I think that's where we could get some traction for Canadian Protein.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, for sure.
You're never going to have the same level of attention as Mr. Olympia, but no other brand will, right?
Yeah.
Like he is the biggest celebrity in this space.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, but if I think of,
you know what's crazy is we had a influencer. I don't want to say his name because he's a fucking asshole, but we one time had an influencer and he's actually a local guy. But I remember early on, he's like, you got to get this guy under CP and like do it now. He's Canadian, makes a lot of sense, and he was like very small, and he just obviously blew up. Yeah. But anyways,
and so I think that's how we can get started on. One thing, will that be the end all be all for the marketing campaign? No, I think it absolutely is a great way of communicating that identity and belief system.
Yeah.
Like and communicating the outcomes.
Yeah. One of the things that I was thinking is, you know, like I'm not going to mention her name, but I ended up sending a message out to someone locally, a little bit older. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And she said, yes, I'm always open to whatever. Great look. Like, you know, for all intents and purposes, it seems like knowledgeable.
Touch the J?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, again, local. I think that's a big one as well, is like how can we partner with people that makes it easy for us to create content? You see what I'm saying? I wonder if that would make sense too. I just wonder if, like, you know, I don't know, I'm gonna assume it's probably paid or whatever. She's obviously with another brand too, but
we have room in the marketing budget to do stuff
I
like
think
this,
so. I think that's what needs to happen, and I think that if we like curate, like, okay, well, why is this person taking this product? Why is that person taking this product? I love those concepts. In hindsight, I got to do it for myself. Like, I've also just lost 25 pounds because I was just like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to, you know, get, you know, and I'm not going to eat bags of Reese Pieces anymore. And it's very easy. Like, and I consume our products like nonstop.
Yeah.
And like, what do? Nothing. It's like, I'm like the weirdest anomaly. And I always say I'm going to do it. I never do it.
Yeah. But I think one of the big things is that you're not a content creator your
space,
job.
Exactly.
Whereas someone like the woman that you were just referring to, she is a content creator.
Yeah.
She dedicates time in her day to film content,
Yeah.
right? So if we find people that have gone through these transformations or that are prioritizing their health and have these things as part of their daily routine, and we just get them to film even themselves, and we pay them. Because once again, like, we only use probably 30% of our marketing budget for Canadian Protein.
I know.
Right? Like, we do have room to do things like this.
I know.
And I think we also have enough of the infrastructure right now that we could bring on somebody to even, like, just handle that alone. Yeah. And that could be a job.
Yeah. And I think what we need to do is we need to bring in people that have transformed their life. That's what I think we need to do. I think
then they know it themselves.
Yeah, there's a story there, right? Like, it's one thing to bring in, you know, it's one thing to bring in someone that it's not inspiring, right? It's not inspiring to say, hey, you know, like, okay, I'll give you an example. My I don't even want to say it. I got a buddy. Great shape, phenomenal shape, but he's in phenomenal shape all the time. You know what I mean? And although that's like extremely, you know, whatever, you know, call it inspirational, or I find it like almost like amazing that he's able to accomplish that level of conditioning or whatever it is, like whatever you want to call that, you know, body fat percentage or whatever, like all the time. I can't tell you how much more impressive that is, because I know what's involved in that than someone going from, you know, 300 pounds to 170, right? It's way harder to perpetually stay like ripped year round. That's like not a thing. Rather than losing a ton of weight, However, what's more inspirational to the general population is that person that went from 300 to 170. Because the majority of the population is in those shoes. You know, maybe not 300, but whatever, right? You know, overweight or not happy with themselves or whatever the case is. So I think rather than bringing on people that are really in the space and like live that lifestyle, I think it would also be interesting. I'm not saying we shouldn't bring those people on. I think that we should start looking at people that have transformed themselves.
Yes.
Because
and that their social media brand encompasses their transformation.
Yes.
And once again, there's several people I can even think of locally here that their brand, maybe not now, but at least at one point in time for a couple of years was communicating this transformation.
Yeah, I think that we should really, I think that we should lean into that a little harder, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
We'll make a note of that and talk with the social media
because
girls.
if our brand is like for Canadian Protein, if we're gonna lean into like performance, then that's obviously one thing. Then we should look at whatever. It's very like that's why I love BioSteel too. To be honest with you, because it's so easy. It's a performance brand. We have a school. These kids are elite level athletes. Like all that stuff, right? Whatever they're like it's the older kids. They look like adults, even though like and some of them are, but the 17. 16, 17, 18 years old, they don't look like, when I shave my beard and you look at me from 20 feet away, I hopefully I'd like to think that you might not tell that much of a difference. You get what I mean? So, whereas like, the younger kids you would, but, for Canadian Protein, I feel like I've never really had an identity for that brand. And although I know you've mentioned too before, it's kind of like, well, Canadian Protein is just like the for everyone brand. That's not an identity, right? I
don't think it's necessarily like for everyone. I think it's that it doesn't tie with what somebody's physical appearance is.
Got it.
I think it's more so I do think that the people that are loyal Canadian Protein consumers are ones that have a certain like set of belief systems. So for example, high quality products that are made locally that taste great, that will help them transform their bodies and their fitness.
But that's what we have to lean into more.
Yes, that's what we need.
That's what people buy. Is
our
a transformative story.
Our existing consumers they keep buying it because of that reason.
Yeah.
How we get more existing consumers is that we need to communicate that.
Yes. Yeah. Like that's what I think we really have to start focusing on a little bit better. And I don't think we do a good enough job.
Like for example, there's probably your mom's in her 60s.
Yeah.
So she's in her 60s and
kind of crazy to think that, but I'm also 40. So
not
crazy,
but in great shape, right?
Yeah.
And so there's lots of other women that are likely in their 60s that are maybe going through their own transformations themselves that would then look up to your mom for advice on what she does in her daily routine to help stay in great shape.
Yeah.
That would sell product to women in their 60s.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I mean where it's like for everyone it's not necessarily like 100% of the population. Yeah, it's not necessarily.
BioSteel could be for everyone. I get your point. BioSteel could be for everyone because anybody looking to these type of products wants to increase their performance somehow. My point is who's the avatar? I've always struggled with who is the avatar of Canadian Protein that's buying the product, and a generalization is not an avatar. So for me, after doing the research, we actually have all the products that you would need to make. To transform your general health and like your health and strength and anything that you're doing in the gym. Yeah. Body composition, like we need to be the transformation brand. Yeah. For Canadians.
Because I think if any brand that tries focusing too much on like a physical avatar, that might be trendy for a certain period of time, but I think that those things will come out in and out of trends. Some brands I can think of is something like Ed Hardy, right? Ed Hardy had a very specific physical avatar. I would argue.
I think a personality.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, but I don't think like I don't think a physical. Look at Harley. Would you think that it's more of a physical person, or would you think that it's more of a personality?
That's
I think
a
it's
good
more
point.
of a personality.
Yeah.
And personalities don't go out of style.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right. I think that brands fail to how do I expect move with trends. Like I feel like that's what it is. And I think that
Something like BlackBerry.
yeah. Yes, but I think Ed Hardy's a great example, right? Think about where fashion moved to. Fashion stopped being just shit.
Loud.
Color, yeah, loud, right? Like you started seeing brands like, Lululemon, Aloe, or what was that brand called?
Yeah, Aloe.
Aloe? I think of that brand. I think about that shit when you put on your
Aloe vera.
Yeah, aloe vera, whatever.
Yeah.
Or like the mute tones and stuff like that. Whereas what's ironic is like the brands like Ed Hardy are coming back because there's like a 90s revival. But I think it's more of like a personality when I say avatar. Like who's because somebody looking for transforming who they are could be someone that wants to go from 300 pounds to 170, but also somebody that wants to go from 12% body fat to 8% body fat.
Good point.
They need the same product.
That's a good point.
So it's not. It's more of, again, it comes right back to the outcome. It's not. I'm not saying that our product can't be for literally a pro bodybuilder or my mom. That's not what I'm saying. And think about how different those avatars are. They're extremely different, but they take the same product.
Yes.
That's the difference, right? But they're both looking for that same outcome. My mom wants to put on or maintain as much muscle mass as possible. The pro bodybuilder wants to maintain and or put on as much muscle mass as possible. It's the same thing. So I'm not saying, when I say avatar, I'm more so looking at, I should mostly say we need to sell to outcomes.
Yes.
Not avatars. Like, and I guess at the end of the day, I'm refuting my own comment, I guess, of, the avatar scenario. But, yeah, we need to sell more so outcomes, and the messaging of that outcome needs to be in our advertising. We don't do a good enough job yet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.